Hi everyone, Francisco here, and I want to share my own experience about this self-awareness process I've just talked. I feel that I still have to say something else, something more specific about this process, to know where am I right now. How do I use this process of self-awareness? So I want to have a slightly different approach, and the one thing I want you to identify is that word, maybe a situation, maybe a smell, maybe a color, maybe a place. For me, and this is something that I've discovered today. I felt it, and that's why I'm recording this video again. Well, not again, but recording this video to tell you something more about this self-awareness process. That I have this trigger that has a name. I could give a name to this trigger. The moment I listened to this word, when I was listening to one of my mentors, I'm doing all these courses to improve myself, go through this self-development process. I'm doing right now three courses at the same time. Well, two of them are kind of small. Well, whatever. I'm always improving on myself. And I was listening to this mentor, and he said this word. The word is separation. And something happened inside me. I vibrated in such a level and frequency that I knew that word is a trigger. So it's not that you say that word and I trigger my fears. No, it's not that. But situations that leads me to a bad behavior caused by my fears and my trolls and my demons are situations where separation is the main ingredient of my trolls, of my demons. And recently I've been through one of these situations. I'm not proud of it. It's part of my process, my evolution. I don't have trolls and demons that I'm always trying to control. And I'm lucky enough to have such a great partner to help me to go through that. Unfortunately, because, well, that's not... I'm not about bitching, that's what happens. I'm not proud of it, but I misbehave because of fears. What I can do, at least to my partner, to my friends, and everyone I know, is try to be there and to be understanding when they are facing their fears, and I try to be there and to give my support, unless I'm the cause of it. But that's another topic. I'll explore that later. Right now, what I want to say is the word separation triggers lots of fears inside me. And so the work that I do is to reverse engineer what's going on. Why this separation thing triggers all of my fears, or the ones that I know that I cannot control enough, and that might lead me to a misbehavior, to behave in such a way that will lead me to regret afterwards. And I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. I don't like to hurt anyone. I don't like to hurt myself. I want to be happy. I want to go forward in my life in the most happy way possible. And I'm sure you do too. But this happens, right? It sucks. It's shit, but that's who we are. That's how we behave. That's how we memorize stuff and emotions and traumas. And our evolution depends on how self-aware we are about us right now. How do we accept ourselves and our past, and how much we can forgive. I'd say we have to forgive everything. And how clear we are about our why and where we want to go. So, referring to this separation very quickly, fears of the process, for example, triggers me separation. Why? I know in my past I've had situations, for example, when I was in the university, the process was very difficult. I was going through very hard situations about my life, studying a lot, sleeping less, and I had to work, and I was having a very, very exhausting and hustling life. And I was also doing sports and taking care of my mind with martial arts and swimming, running at 5 p.m., 6 a.m. So I could be studying at 7 a.m. And have my first class at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and have my whole day with classes and then go to work because I had a job lately in my journey in the university. I was a student investigator, so lots of pressure inside me. But then I was also going through lots of situations that caused me bad emotions with my family, with my girlfriend at the time, personally, the lack of money, and all of this, plus not having results, the results I was working for, lead to a situation that was not very pleasant. I can see the good things and I'm grateful for it because I stepped into, I choose to take another path in my life, and that leads me to what I am right now, and I'm very grateful. But what I'm saying is that particular situation was associated to separation of friends, of girlfriend, of family, with my goals at the time, with college, for example, etc. So there are separations associated to it, associated to success, associated to money, to the lack of money, to relationships. For example, that's just an example. Like I could be here talking about lots of examples, but that's just a point, just an example, to show you how I understand, how I am aware that this separation concept triggers my fears, and how I can forgive myself for what happened in the past, because I'm extremely grateful. And this is, this is like the great message I can send to you that I hope that you get, even if you don't see any more videos of mine. Is like, be grateful for what you are and for what you have, because it's this gratitude attitude that we have and must have every day that will help us to go forward in the best way possible. And I'm grateful to be what I am today. Well, I'm grateful for everything that happened, because of that I'm what I am today, the man I am. I'm far perfect. I still have my troubles, my demons, and my things to accomplish, as we all do. And I want to be happy in my own house, including my sexual life. And as I've been saying, that the sexual life is just an indicator, a compass indicator of how your life is. That's why I'm so dedicated right now in sharing my experience, so I can coach you or guide you anyway so you can be the best version of yourself. And this is, first of all, having awareness about where you are. So if you can find that trigger, that word, that concept, that place, that smell, that color, something that triggers your behaviors that can lead to regret, and the foundation is fear of all of them. Once you identify that, it will be easier to forgive yourself in that particular event or situation, because now you can see it. So the first step to face our fears is to look at them. And to look at them, we must be aware. We must be clear, crystal about the origin of it. And the much more clear we are about the origin of the fear, the situation or location or whatever, the easier it is to take control, because we can forgive ourselves about everything that happened. Even if it's not our fault, it doesn't have to be our fault, because we choose to feel. It's our choice to. We cannot change the world or people. Well, we can influence people, but we cannot really change them. We can influence them. And what we can do at the end is just to choose the way we feel about it. If it's raining, I cannot change the weather like that. But I can change the way I feel about being raining if I don't like it. That's what we can do, and that's what we do when we look to our past and identify those moments of trauma or fears or whatever, and we go through this moment of acceptance, forgiveness, with gratitude about what we are and how grateful we must be right now by having this future ahead in this life. And that's so special. We can be here to be the best version of ourselves and explore love and emotions and feelings and everything else. And please go forward, understand this, identify your concepts, your origins of fears, work on that, forgive yourself, forgive what happened to you, Be grateful for what you have, for what you are, and for what you still are able to have and to accomplish. Nobody's grabbing your arms inside your mind. You control your thoughts, and understanding this is a great key for success. Internally, I'm using it. I believe that the greatest power that we have, and this is going to be another topic, is the power of choice. We have to choose to go there. Willing, if we don't want to go there, nothing will change, for good at least. Don't wait for anyone else to do the work for you, because that work is internal. You have to go to there yourself. So we have the power of choice. You have to want to go there, first of all. Understand this by forgiving and by being grateful, and by identifying exactly the source of it, or the origin, and you'll be much better, with a much greater notion of where you are, and that's the goal right now. Know exactly where you are, and love yourself. I won't say anything else, just love yourself. You're amazing, you're great, so don't waste any more time thinking otherwise. Bye.